In this video, I am going to be showing you guys my pretty much the gameplays from last night I played in the 2K League event. Now, it was a very interesting game to play. I've never played any event ever on any 2K. This was my first ever event, and I was absolutely going crazy for like the first 2 hours. I mean, I came here just to get my juice perk point because it was easier just to get games, and I was like, oh my god, like within the first half an hour, because I loaded in just in time. Within the first half an hour, I was already in the top 6, and I was like, oh my goodness, like if I can keep this up, this is gonna be an insane like game. Like imagine me finishing the top 5, that would be crazy. So most of the games you're watching right now, these are pretty much towards the end of the event, because the first couple of hours I wasn't even thinking of recording. Like I completely forgot because I was so locked in, I was so focused on the leaderboard. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I could potentially get this done. But this gameplay that you're also seeing will give you an idea in terms of how well, listen, GG's to the guys that finished number 1, but it will give you an idea in terms of how well you need to play these kind of games, and why, you know, guys can easily just fall off when you're playing this with randoms. So the gameplay you're watching right now, as you're seeing with the stats, my grade, I went crazy. I ended up, I think, finishing this game with an A teammate grade, and you're gonna see the points I got for this. The points towards the event, I think I only ended up getting about 16k points, which realistically it's actually a good amount of point, but you need to keep that throughout the whole event. So you need to be able to get between 15 to 18k, in my opinion, every single game for you to even stand a chance of winning. And I think you can only lose about maybe 2 games at best. And as you're able to see, as it comes up right now, I ended up getting almost 15k for that game. And you saw my stats for this game, right? Like I went for a 3v3 game. These are really good stats to have. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 points. I pretty much did everything I could. I had a 75% field goal. And as you're able to see on the screen right now, within the first half an hour, I was literally in the top 6. And I was like, oh my god, like I can get this done. But unfortunately, what ended up happening was I ended up losing my teammates, because I think we went on like an 8-game win streak, and then we ended up losing a game. And then from then on, everything just went sideways, bro. Like everything went downhill. It was so bad. I was getting so frustrated. But it's definitely winnable. Like the event is not glitched. There was no, I don't think they were boosting in any way, because the points they got number 1 in the end, definitely achievable. So all my thoughts on the event, I think the event itself was great. It was amazing to be able to play this. It was double XP throughout. Yes, the last time I played it, I think was 2 days ago, my XP was actually glitched, so I actually wasn't getting any rep at all. So thankfully this time it actually worked. But the whole thing was a great experience for me personally, like just being able to play and experience this. You know, bearing in mind it's also cross-platform, so it wasn't just PlayStation players. This is like PlayStation and Xbox leaderboard. So to be able to see that I was there, like it was a great feeling. But again, I'll be very curious to see how these other guys end up finishing, you know, number 1, because like they have to be getting, you need to accumulate a lot of points. And what I ended up experiencing was, when I lost the game with my teammates, every PG, every god I played with, they were so selfish, bro. They were literally just coming up the court, shooting left, right fades every single time. It was so boring to watch. Now, the reason why I was able to get all these the points earlier in the game is because I was playing with a 3-and-D point. And now, if you guys don't know, 3-and-D point are not the quickest, so he needed screens, and the center wasn't sending him any screens. So I was able to get some screens. I was able to get an opportunity to get offensive rebounds. Therefore, you know, get my stats up there. But when I was playing with these ISO guards, I was like, oh, I don't want no screens. All the way they're just doing was shooting fades. It was so exhausting to watch. And again, it was very frustrating. And then, I mean, towards the end of the event, I ended up giving up. I gave up like an hour into it, and you guys are able to see I was still in the top 15, I think top 16, with literally just an hour left in the event. What ended up happening was, one of the games, when I lost the game, my game glitched, so I couldn't finish the game. No, it wasn't I couldn't finish the game. My game glitched, and so my game wasn't loading up. So you're supposed to go down into the lobby, you know, reset your game, and come back up in the lobby. But for some reason, the thing just froze. It froze for like 2 minutes. And I was like, oh my god, I need to close app. When I closed app to join back in again, these kind of events, that whole 3-4 minutes it took me to close app, load in, come back to the, you know, walk to the league event, a whole journey, it would have dropped you at least 5, 6, 7 places. And that was a big L for me. And then on top of that, I was playing consistent games with trash randoms. Like they just weren't willing to win the game. So yeah, I mean, would I do this whole thing again? It's interesting because I don't know. I don't know is the right answer. But when it comes to these events, I think future events that involve like your own teammates and stuff, I will try and get involved in it because I actually had a lot of fun um getting this done. But again, shout out to the guys that finished in the top five. And there's another event tonight. We'll see. I got my juice perk now. If I wanna test it out, I might go. But yeah, it was certainly fun. So top tips for you guys if you want to sort of go into these games, bro. Try and keep your teammates, bro. Try and keep your teammates. And one thing I was trying to avoid was going into game chat to tell these guys, because in game chat both guys can hear each other. So one thing I was trying to avoid was going to game chat to say to guys, bro, I'm in the top 8. Like, can we please like focus up? Because when you tell people that, some people don't care about winning these events, right? They don't care. They just came here to have some fun, and they might just end up trolling you. So if they know you're in the top 10, the guys might end up holding the ball up. They might end up not passing. They might end up just doing some weird stuff, like just to sort of delay your progress. So I made sure I didn't go game chat because I didn't know these guys throughout the whole time. Now, the reason I was able to pick the points back up when I lost the first game was because I ended up, weirdly enough, reuniting with the PG that I was playing with at the beginning. I ended up going on like another like 5-6 game win streak again. And then we got complacent towards the end and we lost again. And then every time I lost and I was playing with new teammates, it was just horrible, man. Like, and I'm telling you, guys can actually come to these events together because I think I played 3 or 4 games where there were guys with the same name, bro. Like, they've got like I something in the name, they dress the same, they look the same. So there is a possibility that you can actually go in with your friend. You guys just have to time it and you get a little bit of luck. So I'm not going to accuse the guys that finish in the top 5 of doing this, but I am saying it is very, very possible to actually go in the event with a friend of yours, which makes everything a lot easier because you guys can switch, run plays. You don't have to go into game chat to try and convince anyone. But it's certainly a fun event, and I definitely think it's winnable. You just have to get in there as soon as the event starts, and you have to keep playing, and you just have to hope and fingers crossed that you keep winning the games. But on the plus side, I ended up getting the 250k points needed, so I ended up getting my VC and everything else along those lines. So I'm definitely not complaining. I'm going to get 10k VC, some Gatorade boost and everything. So it wasn't the worst experience, but it was just a bit, you feel a bit gutted, when you play these events and you don't win it. And if you're going to play this event, another tip I'm going to have for you is get your Red Bull ready, bro. Like, have an energy drink beside you, because towards the end of the event, after 2.5 hours, 3 hours of playing this, my brain was completely fried. Like, the pressure of trying to win games and then trying to keep the concentration. I've never played 3v3 for that long ever on any 2K, so I was completely tired. It was middle of the night for me in the UK. Like, it's literally like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I was playing this. Bearing in mind, guys, I actually didn't play 2K the whole day because I was trying to get ready for this event. I was sleeping the whole day. I wanted to get as much rest as possible, and I still ended up crashing, bro. Like, towards the end, I was just like, bro, I cannot physically finish this event, and that's why I ended up just closing the app at 1 hour, because I'm like, I'm not gonna finish in the top 5. I've already got my 250k points. I can't physically finish this event, so I just ended up closing the app. Would I do this again? I highly doubt I'll go for it, but why not? I'll try tonight again and try and have a bit of fun with it. If I feel like I might have stand a chance of maybe finishing high, I might go for it, but I highly completely doubt it. I think yesterday was me trying my hardest, and it didn't work. But that's it with this video. Now I'm gonna try and make some videos with the juice perk, see how much boost I'm getting, what the significant difference is, because my build is already a beast. So I want to see how big of a difference the juice perk is gonna make my play now, and I can't wait to try that out and get you guys some more extra gameplay on that.